السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة على اصطفى. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most magnificent, the most beneficent, the most merciful. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all his ni'mah and favors that he has bestowed upon us. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the divine guidance, the tawfiq and the life to be present in this majlis today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, and he takes an oath by the time, that verily man is at loss, except the one who believes, who has iman, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, and with his iman he couples it with good deeds. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, and he gives advice, and he gives bequests, and he gives wasi, and he gives advice of good. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ, and with the truth, and he gives advice of patience. In the question and answers between the teacher and the student in regards to spiritual diseases, in regards to the teacher and the student relationship, we were going over them. You might have read the notes. The student asked the following question. That if the teacher does not give his student permission to teach, but the student finds within himself the capability of teaching and the ability of teaching, then he should go ahead and teach. And he goes, I have read this in some teachings of some sheikh. He goes, but now that I have understood that, is this permission that he should go ahead and teach? Is this should be done in the life of his teacher, or should it be after his death? The answer to that is, why teach with and say that the teacher is alive? Then why would you not go to the teacher and ask permission to teach? There is no need to teach without permission here. In the scenario that you presented, there is no need to teach without permission. In the absence, if the teacher is no longer in this world, if the teacher is dead, then seeking permission is no longer valid anyway. Who is going to seek permission from? But in adding on to what it is meant here, so a lot of people might find they can teach. Those of you who have had teachers in your life, are all the teachers the same? When you meet and in certain fields, like for example today, if you pick up a book on ABCD and how to read initial reading, maybe a lot of you can teach. Maybe a lot of us can teach that. But when it comes to high-level teaching, is that everybody's cup of tea, or is that specific to certain specialized individuals? Especially when it comes to certain niches, which are rare and which are sad. This is not a general field that anybody can just teach it. You have to have speciality in it in order for you to teach it. So sometimes you might find a student, there is a high probability that the student might find that, I think I can also teach this science. I think it makes sense to me. It's, I think I can teach it. Fine. Then just, if you wish to teach it, go ahead to seek permission from your teacher and go ahead and teach it. If he gives you permission, teach. Why would you want to teach without the teacher's permission? You understand? And by the way, is this seeking to this science, or is that to any science? If a person wanted to teach medicine, do you think he would need some kind of permission? Sure, he would. Actually, you need, in specialized fields, you would need, in every single field, you would need some kind of permission in specialized fields. In those things that are common to all, that is based upon your experience. Like, for example, a person knows how to fix something. He's learned, acquired skill. If a person has a skill, which he might have learned from somebody else, he doesn't necessarily need permission to teach somebody how to fix something. That's something that he can pass on without taking permission from his teacher. Unless he has learned skill on how to fix the electrical circuits, maybe he should still seek permission. Right? It's dangerous. What if him, just to be able to change one socket doesn't make you an electrical expert, right? Anyway, so he follows up with another question. And the question is, how would the teacher ascertain that the student has or does not have the capability? How would the teacher ascertain that the student has or does not have that capability? Yes. What do you think the teacher's answer is? Because this is not something that's written in a manual, that the teacher should look for these type of traits. It's something that is internal to the teacher himself, that he has faith in you through his teachings and through your dealings with him, that he gathers this understanding from you that this person might be able to teach this science. It's something internal to him. It's inshirah sadr, which you call it, that until he doesn't have inshirah in his heart, contentment in his heart that this person can go become a teacher, it's not something that's written in a manual or something that could, these are the, this is how you will ascertain if the student has or does not have this capability. So he goes, your heart will bear witness to it. It goes, the teacher's heart will bear witness to it. Your heart will tell you, no, he can teach it. Your heart, the teacher's heart will say, no, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. This was in regards to the teacher and his student asking. So those of you who wish permission to teach, you can, after today's lesson, you can just ask, inshallah. Certain conditions. A person who was given permission, who was given ijazah, khilafat, he was given ijazah, he writes a letter to the sheikh. A person who's already been given permission by his teacher, he writes the following letter. Let it be. There is beyond your control. And if Mohsin would stop playing with the girl, then it would be fine. But he's also majboor. He sees a little baby and he goes, let me go play with the baby. It's okay, no problem. Let him play. I'm not going to stop saying and entertain the child. You actually entertainer. The only thing is the child shouldn't cry. So anyway, so he's a very. I have heard this, by the way. I have heard this question and answer from my teachers too. They have also mentioned this situation. Because I have a person is very inclined towards me, the student saying it to the teacher. I have another student, meaning the student's teacher, student, right? So I have a student who has been benefiting me for a long time, and I find that he's got a lot of good capabilities. And I find he's capable to become a sheikh. I find these qualities within him. Then I find it appropriate, Sheikh, that you should take him underneath your wings. And if you also feel the way I feel, you should give him permission. Now he's telling his Sheikh. Answer. First of all, I don't have enough time to sit with him. He's actually leaving. The student that you are mentioning, he's actually leaving in a few days. So I don't have enough time to sit with him and really find out and ascertain that what you have seen in him, I also see the same thing. That I can actually take a test, which my heart can be content with. But if in your eyes, this person is worthy of being given permission, you give it. If you want to give him permission, you give it. Because whoever I have given permission, I have also permission to give this permission ahead. But remember, this permission will be from you, not from me. He was trying to get Big Boss to give the decision, the permission. But Sheikh said, no. If you want to give him permission, you go ahead and give him permission. So then he writes back. He goes, Sheikh, without you actually giving your stamp of approval in so many words, I don't have the guts. And in your presence, I just do that it's appropriate for me to do so. But I can just say one thing, that in my opinion, that this person has established nisbat and he has some sort of istiqamah in him, and he has got to a position of obedience with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because what I will advise him is to keep his condition going forward. If you feel appropriate, then you can give whatever advice you wish to impart on him. After that, that is up to you. Shaykh goes, okay. Let him start sharing his condition, and then we will take it from there. Because also remember, as a point of, he also goes, also remember the following. And this is very important. In order to attain ijazah, permission from the teacher to teach, nisbat, affinity with the teacher is a condition. That you must have some, like, nisbat with the teacher, some affinity with the teacher. He knows you and your temperaments match. But in addition to that condition, that person is also familiar with the ways and procedures on how to rectify others. That when students come to him, that he is able to impart that, okay, do the following, do it in a certain way that inshallah, so that you can benefit. It's not just about getting permission. Like, for example, you will find many people, waliullah, they're the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, very close to Allah. But that is not a condition of to teach the science. The condition to teach the science is that the person is also familiar with taking, understanding their ailments, and then being able to give solutions for their problems, to their problems. Then he goes, that is also important. This is also one part. There's a cold breeze coming from the window. This is also one important part. No, it's okay. I'm just going to move it. I'm just going to move it back to the right. This is also important, whereby you will find that there are many people out there who have, who might be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but do they actually have the skill set to teach others, and do they to be able to advise others? That's not the case with everybody. In order for that to happen, this needs to happen. In order for a student to learn how, this needs to happen. What's this?
This.
Huh?
This.
What? This. Like sitting, listening, talking, and also experiencing it with your eyes, people seeing other people approaching your teachers, and other advice that has been, and solutions and remedies that might have been presented. All of these things are important.
Interaction.
Yeah. This next scenario, I want you guys to see as to what I want you guys to read into it. Why do you think that he advised him in the following way? The Shaykh make dua for me that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides such circumstances by which I can able to sit in your company and benefit in your company for 2 to 3 months. Whereby I don't need to worry about anything else. Many I have thought about this, that half a day I should work and half a day I should. But because of so many other responsibilities, I have 2 children, 1 wife, and there's no other man in the house. And because of my income is less, everything is so expensive nowadays. I feel that I do not find any way. I have lost all hope that this might ever, I will ever be able to do this. Because make dua for me. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somehow, some way and somehow present a situation and present to me certain circumstances by which I can sit in your company for 2 to 3 months. Because this is very important to me. What do you think the answer is? Because is it possible that you can leave your wife and your children at her parents' house for 2 months and come and sit in my company for the 2 months? I believe that this is a very easy solution, and you've already found the answer to your problem. Full stop. I'd like some feedback on this, please. Now, if the student was like an elaborate excuse, I want to be in your company, but I'm just like so many things. If he said that because of that, he got caught out. If he was dead serious in spending that time, he was going to spend that time away from his spouse anyway for 2 months. So there would be absolutely no problem whatsoever just to say that, for 2 months, I need to go and spend the company in my teacher's company. And number 3, for the sheikh to advise him to leave his family with his parents and then still come in his presence, even though his resources might be little, gives you the importance and significance of the pursuit of science, of the sciences, and the pursuit of knowledge, and also the significance and how important it is to actually sit with somebody and actually learn these skills of these life skills. Did I just answer the whole question for you?
Yes, sir.
Means sacrifice.
Yes.
Sacrifice also.
When there is a will, there is a way.
If you are serious.
If he was serious, he presented him the solution.
Yes.
But also the Sheikh could have said to him that, no, you have responsibilities here. And the Sheikh probably already knows the person's writing. And he also says, no, if he can come to me for 2 months, good, let him come. Because you will notice in some other people will write to him, he'll say, no, it's okay. Don't need to come. He will tell him, no need to come. That means the teacher must already be familiar with the circumstances of that person, that it'd be beneficial for him to come and stay. So sometimes to go and learn from somebody is also very important. What else did somebody write? The nafs makes a complicated situation of excuses when the solution is clear. That's the entire challenge, overcoming the nafs like that. Sacrificing for Allah is not some impossible thing. It all becomes easy when the goal is firmly to attain closeness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. I will advise the writer to give that, remember that advice that you have just given. So there's a question, because I have been looking for a guide for a very long time. I've been looking for a person to guide me very long time, that somebody come into my life and take my hand and take me out of this misery. In this scenario, in my current circumstance, I saw you in my dream 3 times. The first time I saw you, you were telling me in the dream, a man was telling me in my dream that I should read your books in regards to the science of tazkiyah. I should read your books. Number 1. And another time I saw you in my dream, and where we were, and you, for some reason, you had in closer to me where I was sitting. Suddenly, that I saw that suddenly my face was filled with light, filled with nur. Second dream. Third dream, I saw that the Sheikh was giving me bread. Roti. You know what bread roti is? You know what roti is? Because I saw in my dream that you're giving me roti, chapatis or bread in my dream. Because after this dream, I have been quite restless, wanted to present it to you. He says, listen, you have permission to come to me to rectify your akhlaq, rectify yourself, islah. But my condition to you is that it should not impede your pursuit of knowledge. That means that this person seems to be a what? Student. This person seems to be a student. Because alhamdulillah alayhi also, when he would come in, he would not allow students to just leave the madrasa and come and visit him. He goes, no, your ta'lim is important, go back to madrasa. You can come to me afterwards. So even though, we still used to go, but because this question, the person asking the next question, he's not really presented, the entire scenario is not there, the conditions, but some fragments of his question are there, which I will highlight. He goes, it is with great remorse that I find that the wasawis and the whispers back, and they have overcome me again. Maybe it's that other guy, a few weeks ago, he asked, I was thinking that if I was to stay in your company, I will take on effect much more faster than being away from you. But my poverty impedes all my good intentions that I have. Because you might remember that I had written to you that my grandfather had promised me that if I was to do labor with him, that he had promised me, you imagine that how much money he's talking about here. He had promised me food and lodging, and in addition to food and lodging, he would also give me 4 rupees. How many? 4 rupees. I don't know what the inflation rate after that is, but 4 rupees. It probably doesn't equal, even after inflation, probably doesn't equal 4. It's not written here. The year is not written, but 19. You're talking early World War I, around World War II, between in that time. Yeah.
The wages were almost $2 a month.
Yeah, it was
2 rupees.
2 rupees, right?
Yeah.
So this is what he's asking for 4. So what he said. Because it's been 2 months and he still hasn't given me anything. Because what should I do in this condition, in this situation? Make dua that somehow I get rid of this condition that I'm in, and I can move on, and I can actually spend some time with you. Because if you want to come here and stay, I don't have any problem. And as far as the 4 rupees every month, I will give it to you. As far as the 4 rupees every month, I will sit here, and the teacher removed every single obstacle that he could have presented. Any obstacle that he could have. Now the only obstacle will be what? Tell me what the obstacle will be. His own nafs. His own nafs. It's like sometimes you call people, like, where have you been all this time? Because you've been in my du'as, I've been really wanting to see you, and I've by everything, etc., etc. They give you a whole big bayan, right? But if they really wanted to, they would. But khair, actually this is even our teachers and our teachers' teachers, the student, they would really go out of their way to accommodate the student. Really go out of the way to accommodate especially his worldly needs, in order for him to study, or in order for him to better himself. They would go out of their way to actually accommodate that. They would go out of them. That's why, sometimes, because of the religious aspect of it, so many things were just for free. Many, education, if you wanted to become a scholar, it's free. If you want to become a hafiz, it was free, right? There was no impediment. But then, even then, there was still impediments, was your own nafs, right? Your own nafs was still an impediment. It was free, but now you still have, now payment for it is still not that substantial amount that a person would not be able to afford it. So the student writes, Stefan. So either did he write back, or this is a separate situation, but he says to the teacher, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, show me those days that I am able to sit in your company till my heart's content. Till my heart's content. Teacher's answer, because this is important, meaning you staying in the company is important. Because now the fire has been lit underneath the cauldron, we only have the cooking is still left. The gravy, the food still needs to be cooked. We just lit the fire yet. The food is still not yet to be cooked. Sometimes, a person might think that khalas, he's done, he's attained it. We've just lit the fire yet. The food still needs to be cooked. Abhi to aag jalai na. Abhi to still the fire has just been lit. The handi, the food in it still has to be cooked. It takes time. Student, Sheikh, please prescribe to me. You can already see where this is going. Because please prescribe to me something that my heart will be inclined towards the deen. Answer. The sick should be worried about his sickness, not providing opinion in regards to the medication and the solution. But nor does the sick have the right. The sick should present his ailment, his complaint to the doctor, and wait for the prescription. Not that he should ask that, give me, this can happen. You should say that, Sheikh, I feel that my heart is not inclined towards the deen. Provide us. You understand? The answer and it continues, but I'm not going to go over it. This is a good one. Because Sheikh, I have read your book, Qasdus Sabil. In that, all that you have written of the awrad and the wadaif that do this and do this and do this, I am doing everything continuously. Now, I have further an additional request that can you please give me permission for muraqabah and teach me some type of muraqabah so that my heart can attain some peace. A restless heart can be attained. I feel that I am always restless. I had also mentioned this before, but inshallah, for Allah's sake, provide a solution. Got a question? for muraqabah to be beneficial or to be appropriate, and to think that that the feeling of restlessness that you have, to think it to be a disease or think it to be something negative, opinion. And for you to think that for you to select muraqabah being part of your solution is not appropriate for you. What qualification do you have? What qualifies you to do that? What qualifies you to do that? Because remember, the whole reason that the sick goes to the doctor is because he doesn't know of his sickness. He doesn't know what's wrong with him. Once a sick person knows exactly what's wrong with him, then there's a probability he might even be able to resolve the problem by doing some kind of research. But the main issue is to find exactly what's wrong. Right? So, because this is this type of questions that you have asked, that and you have opted for me to say teach you some type of muraqabah from which the restlessness will go is not appropriate. Because listen, you should not busy yourself by informing the teacher of your internal state. What is your current? That's it. You should not add anything and ask anything beyond that. Because Sheikh, us friends were sometimes discussing that which lesson are you on and which lesson am I on? And we were comparing notes in regards to our routine. Because is this appropriate? Answer: no, this is not appropriate. You should not be discussing that with each other. Sheikh, a person who is a beginner, should he share his condition with others other than his dreams that he might experience? Should they share their dreams who have just started in this field, and should they share this with others also? He goes, no, he shouldn't. He should not. Because Sheikh, somebody from our silsila, some of your students who are also connected to you have asked me to ask you that ask Sheikh for permission to tasbih. And if Sheikh was to give you that permission, you will very quickly move forward. Because tell your friend to stop advising you like that. Because but I feel a lot of pressure from the way that you have just approached this question, and I feel a lot of negative pressure from your question like that. Because all you have to do is write what your routine and your condition. On whatever I feel appropriate at the time, I will advise you. That's it. You know, you'd be surprised. You could find students like that. You'd be surprised if when you become teachers one day, you'll find out. Sometimes you have students. You know, sometimes some students just want like that, everything like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Any questions? No questions?
Yeah, a quick question. Last week you mentioned about mubah actions.
Mubah.
Yeah, can you give us some examples? What is a mubah?
Something that, okay, eating chocolate. Is there any reward in eating chocolate?
No.
Is there any sin in eating chocolate? But halal chocolate. You get the things like that.
Okay.
You understand?
Mhm.
I mean, the examples are limited. Using an iPhone. It's mubah. Is it haram?
No.
Will you get reward for it?
No.
Now, if it was a Android, it was different. iPhone is different. G.
Mubarak, from the previous lecture, Mubarak meant something that's cultural, not like eating chocolate, but something cultural.
Not just that. Mubah also means that there is no actual reward for it. There is no negative, no positive. Like, and he mentions cultural because some of our cultural things, they're mubah. Like some of the things that we do in our culture, they're not. There's no real reward in it, and there is no sin in it, harm in it at the same time. Like for example, is it when Ramadan comes, what do we say to each other? Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. So now what is that? It's mubah.
Yeah.
Understand? Like that. You get it now?
Follow-up.
Mhm. Yes, follow.
You were saying that Mubarak, you were saying that you should try to limit Mubarak, but like eating chocolate or using phone versus cultural thing, you can limit cultural things.
Yeah, I mean, not every single limit limited. That doesn't mean that you completely remove it. You can't remove it from your life completely. Understand? Limit is different. You could go ahead eat chocolate, inshallah. Dark chocolate is good for you. तुम भी खाना तो उस्ताद को भी खिलाना. Okay, let's sit in muraqabah file. Yes.
What's the question? There is potential reward for these mubah acts, right?
Potential, yes. If you do it with certain intentions or something like that, of course. Hypothetical, a person is dying, or you have a piece of chocolate in your hand and somebody is starving and you give it to him. Person can save his life. Chala, let's do muraqabah. Just imagine she's saying Allah. That's it. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Allahumma salli. برحمتك يا رب. جزاك الله خير، وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.